Hey Virgos, welcome and welcome to the Honey Sea Star Tarot, and welcome to the full moon on June 11th. It's known as the strawberry moon, the rose moon, the mead moon, and then, of course I'm biased, but my personal favorite, the honeymoon. Before we get started though, I just wanted to say thank you guys to each and every one of you for all the ways that you love and lift this channel up, lift each other up. Truly, I feel so blessed to be on this journey with you, and I love you back. So, truth be told here, I am recording this late at night on June 10th here in Central Standard Time. So the moon is shortly rising in the next couple hours and will be full with us. And with this strawberry full moon, it's basically going to also be at its lowest point in 18 and a half, roughly give or take, 18.6 years basically, due to a major lunar standstill, which is the result of the moon's orbit reaching its highest and lowest points in the sky. And so at this time, it'll actually be very close to the horizon, and so it offers us a lot of grounding opportunities and a lot of grounding energy. But this phenomenon actually won't be repeated until 2043. So it's a very rare occurrence, if you will, within our lifetimes. Thank you. And for Virgos in general, this is all about a focus of home and family, truth, freedom, and expansion, where we release the story that was told on us, for us, about us, and instead rewrite our story when it comes to home and family. I'm just saying. I'm very excited for this energy. And I love how healing it is, because it gives us this chance to release. And so with this full moon, it'll also be in Sagittarius. And so like I say, with that Sagittarian energy, it brings truth, freedom, and expansion by releasing limited beliefs and exploring new perspectives. Your truth, not the truth somebody told about you or wanted you to try and believe. And with the Queen of Cups, this is all about your intuition. This is standing in the moon's energy with that nurturing energy. And so in a lot of ways, like what really came to me for my personal story is I did not have the best upbringing when I was growing up. I very much came from a broken home, became what I call a working adult at 14. When my parents basically moved. And this is where the moon truly is our mother. She's our satellite in the universe. She reflects and amplifies the sun's energy, but she also provides us the nurturing care, knowing that we're well loved. And this is what leads to forming and raising that nurturing relationship between the connection of the mother and child. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below. Because like I say, this is the time where we're releasing limited beliefs. We're exploring new perspectives. But more importantly, through your life, by choosing love, no matter where you come from, no matter the story that was written for you before you realized that you were empowered to write your own when it comes to home and family. This is where you've chosen to stand as a kind, warm, empathetic person, but more importantly, no matter what the upbringing was that you had, this is where you truly are standing in your strength, being pure in thought, as the creative artist, as the dreamer, standing in your charisma. But also, too, that Cancerian energy is here. And this is really wonderful. I mean, this is like Jupiter all the way, because it just moved into Cancer. The sun's still in Gemini. And we're grounded in our root chakra with our emotions, with our intuition, in tune and aligned with our feelings, with spirit, with our desires, and with our inner self, with our relationship with our inner self, giving us the love and redefining home, because we can truly always go home, and home is within. And like I say, if that resonates, by all means, share your story, share your thoughts, put a heart in the comments below, because for Virgos, this full moon, this full honeymoon, I know I'm biased, I'm sorry, but it falls within our fourth house, like I was saying, home, family, our origins, our heartstrings, our emotional safety, as well as our foundations. And so during this time, don't be surprised if you feel very much drawn to domestic matters, honoring emotional needs, and finding security. And through that journey, through exposing the truth, seeking your freedom, and seeking freedom through expansion, it instills our sense of belonging. This is a powerful time and energy for Virgos that allows us to really strengthen our foundations through releasing the past and trusting ourselves as well as our intuition. And like I say, it's all about empowerment, writing your story. This is where the King of Cups comes into play. This is beautiful. So what I see is with the energy, again, it speaks to your root, but where you come from is not necessarily the foundation that you've made, that you've written for yourself through your truth, through your expansion, and through owning your sovereignty with your freedom. And so that's where you're really coming grounded to the table here in this energy when it comes to healing and releasing. Again, we've got the Geminian energy, also the Taurian energy, and so that really speaks to Venus in a lot of ways as well. But this is where basically you're standing in a Virgo strength of rationality, being analytical when you're looking at the past wounds, the limited beliefs, the feelings that have made you feel insecure or have made you felt like you didn't belong when it came to your foundations, right? And this is, again, it's about being truthful with yourself as well as, more importantly, knowing and defining what truth means to you when it comes to home and family, standing in your ethics, looking at what's fair, and calling in, aligning, resonating with the justice that's truly meant to be yours. And again, with Venus, it's all about you are meant to be loved just for being here, without any expectation, without any strings attached, without any heartstrings attached. And so with this powerful energy, it allows us, like I say, to really strengthen our foundation and release the past by trusting ourselves and our intuition. And it's all about our empowerment. And so now is the time really to release and shed that self-doubt. Align your actions to your desires and manifest through alignment and through resonance, and attract your growth and your abundance. And so with your affirmations especially, it starts during this time with that healing of I am abundant and I attract abundance everywhere around me with ease. And with the Six of Wands, this is your victory, this is your success, this is your achievement, but again, it's your story that you're rewriting when it comes to home and family, as well as utilizing your story when it comes to advancing your career, looking at what it's driven you for, right? In a lot of ways, growing up in a situation that was volatile caused you to really be resilient, right? Caused you to learn what confidence, what your self-love is that helps you build and stand in that confidence, as well as earn your reputation. You know, a wise woman I recently heard said, out of all things, out of all titles that you have in this life, out of all roles that you'll hold in this life, your reputation is what precedes you and is what's most important, right? That's where people they can write all the stories they want about you. But at the end of the day, looking at how far you've come, the significant progress you've made against what other people have told about you, and instead how you stand in your confidence, in your success, in your achievements, this is the respect and validation that you've got. And what I see here as well is we are being kissed by Jupiter, which just moved into Cancer, and igniting that fire with Leo. Also, too, there's a lot of air energy involved with this, as well as the solar plexus. And so that's about knowing with that inner self-love, with that inner intuition, and trusting yourself that truly you are enough. You always have been. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, because with Jupiter now in Cancer too, with the full moon, it couples with this energy and it opens opportunities for illuminating who you are, where you belong, where you're meant to be, and who you're meant to be with through new connections, through new friendships, and through new communities that offer the emotional support that you deserve. I am just saying. I positively love this energy because now is the time to focus on your emotional roots. Thank you. Focus on truly your emotional needs, your roots, your origins. Truly align and honor with what makes you feel safe and nurtured, and cut the cords with what doesn't. and most importantly, align with being safe. And so when it comes to old family matters, old narratives and beliefs that people have told for you, rather than getting the opportunity and the empowerment to tell them through your actions, your path, your walk, this is the time to really release that past emotional baggage, dive deep into what defines for you what makes you safe, what makes you feel nurtured. And it'll enable you to really truly write that narrative and heal the stories of the past that were written for you just to tear you down, or to make you accept, or make you feel like you needed to accept less than what you were worth. And like I say, if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, because here on the Honey Sea Star, here with your Honey Sea Star family, we are here to support you. I'm just saying. And with the Seven of Swords, like I say, this is really about looking at the past betrayals, looking at the deceptions, the story that was written for you, right? Rather than you writing your own, getting you to accept less than what you deserve due to ulterior motives that were very much self-motivated. There could have been fibs. You could have been disregarded, feeling outcast. Those are the shadows that are really coming to light under this full moon. Could have been dealing with an Aquarius. Aquarian energy also too really speaks to that vision of what you've always dreamed of when it comes to home and family and feeling safe, feeling nurtured. And again, the Sagittarius moon is all about truth, freedom, and expansion by releasing those limited beliefs and exploring new perspectives. This is looking at this as a personal challenge, but more importantly, it's uncovering the hidden wisdom from those shadows, right? Seeking that path of spirituality and enlightening yourself, enlightening your, not only your spirituality, your path along the way, but your heart as well. And what we're looking at here as well is, I mean, this is the embracing the duality, right? This is where on your spiritual path of enlightenment, as you reach higher, as you elevate higher, as you enlighten and expand in new perspectives, you come to a point where you realize that your light and your dark are one. The dark helps you grow, right? We wouldn't learn if we weren't challenged. Those are the lessons, right? And so with the Two of Swords here, again, it speaks to the moon, the hidden shadows, but it also speaks to the balance and finding balance, especially with that Libran energy that comes from the light and the dark. Because without the dark, we wouldn't get to experience and appreciate and love the elevation that comes from the light, and also the discernment that's gained by choosing love over pain. And like I say, if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below. We're with you here because this is all about new beginnings, writing your story when it comes to home and family, your emotional safety, building your foundations, and honoring the emotions that basically were disregarded in the past or told didn't matter, right? This is also about utilizing your intuition and trusting the inner self. At a point in the past where you were looking at overload, exhaustion, excessive responsibilities from expectations that were put upon you, this is where you're learning to let the load down, let go of that load, and transition, more importantly, to the pinnacle of your success through growth and repetition. That helps us with learning the energy, learning the lessons, and more importantly, embracing through, even in the dark, how we can raise our vibrations, how we can elevate and resonate truly with what we desire and what we deserve. And this also speaks to, again, that Sagittarian energy. It also highlights the Saturn energy, which, you know, Saturn moved to Aries in May. Check out that video if you haven't already. But basically, that's about delays, frustrations, hard lessons, because Saturn does not take it easy on us, but they're all meant for achievement, for elevation, and reigniting your creativity. This is all about your sacral chakra here as well. And so this is basically understanding that by learning to use the past as a tool, you can move forward in the present with that wisdom by turning wounds to wisdom, pain to passions, right? And so during this time as well, as you rewrite your narrative, as you get empowered to write your story when it comes to home and family, to find what truly means and your emotional needs and wants, as well as honoring those around you with the tribe that truly lifts you up rather than tears you down. This is the time to really look at all of those aspects of pain and transmute them through healing, transform them, and take your power back. And by taking your power back, you're freeing yourself from the very limiting beliefs, the emotional patterns of the past that have held you back along your discernment. This is the time truly, as the cards even was saying too, to listen. Thank you, that really flew out. To listen to your intuition and your instincts, because this is where your soul is showing you the way. Emotion and intent are very powerful energy with the full moon. So now is the time truly to utilize moon water infusions for healing as well as for transmutation. And since the moon's energy is at its peak under the full moon, water becomes a powerful tool for us when it comes to channeling, because its natural ability is really to absorb as well as carry those vibrations of intent, of emotion. And so if you're looking to find stability, heal old wounds related to family, or create a nurturing environment, this is the time to really focus on your moon infusions, or focus on utilizing that moon energy of healing so that you can really tap into that. So again, I mean, the Wheel of Fortune flew way over there, especially as we were looking at what's held you back in the past. With the Wheel of Fortune, basically what had happened in the past is a lot of delays. That speaks to Saturn, but it also speaks to misfortune. It's a period of bad luck or stagnation. And again, it was due to those wounds, those burdens that you were carrying that weren't meant to be yours. They were meant to be lessons. They were meant to be tools. But they also helped you with defining and finding your truth, your freedom, and more importantly, rewriting your narrative. I absolutely love it. And again, we've got the 10 of Swords here. So this is all about releasing. And like I say, moon infusions are really going to help you utilize the water, because the moon really represents not only motherhood, but also it represents the emotions. And we very consistently find ways to describe our emotions through water and within water, right? It helps us with looking at ups and downs, dealing with the aspects of our elevation, being at our happiest, most joyful vibrations, as well as at our lowest vibrations as well. The lesson of the moon, really truly, when it comes to emotions, is learning to harness them, learning to really utilize them, because there's power in being angry, right? There's power in being joyful, but utilizing them in the right way is what helps elevate us, what helps strengthen us. And so as you utilize your moon infusions during this time, like I say, if you're looking to find stability, heal old wounds, especially when they're related to family, or utilize them on the positive side with creating a nurturing environment. Place a jar of water outside or on a windowsill. And remember to bring it in before sunrise. I'm just saying, no pressure. But this is the time to meditate and to remember that when you heal the water with emotion, with intent, the water heals you. And this is where, it could have been, especially when it comes to, I'm reading this two ways with the Emperor. So one is you could have come up against an emperor, could have dealt with somebody that really was very dominant, really led with an iron fist, I guess is how I would put it. A very powerful figure that was in masculine form, or embraced their masculine energy quite a bit. On the other side of the emperor, the way that I'm reading this is that by you taking your power back, you're finding your stability. You're stepping into your leadership rather than giving it away or letting others take it from you. And so with your moon infusions, I don't know why I can't say that, but with your moon infusions, this is all about focusing as you meditate on intents with releasing outdated family patterns, releasing that emotional baggage that no longer serves you, strengthening your bonds with loved ones and creating healthier emotional boundaries, finding balance between creating emotional security as well as belonging within yourself, your family, and your home. Now, as a side tangent, crystals can also help, as well as herbs can also help with enhancing the water's vibration and resonance. So with crystals like rose quartz, that's all about emotional healing, self-love. Amethyst will really help you with stress relief, as well as opening up that third eye for your intuition. Clear quartz will also help with amplifying the resonance, amplifying the energy. And then herbs like lavender will help with really infusing a calm where there was volatility within those choppy waters. Rosemary will also add to protection if you're feeling threatened, especially by authoritative dominant figures, right? And mugwort will even help with amplifying that lunar energy, which is all about that truth, freedom, and expression. And there's a few ways that we can utilize moon infusions as well. So with the Knight of Wands, this is all about, like I say, it's expansion. New ventures are going well. You're writing your narrative and you're on an adventure that is not written by anyone else. It's written by you. This is about taking action. It also could involve travel, but it involves movement regardless. And so if there was stagnant energy from the past, you're releasing that energy so that you can make room to really walk forward and strive forward without fear, I guess is what I'm seeing in a lot of ways. Because again, this is where it's like if there was an overburden, an overstressed, an overwhelmed point that you had reached that caused stagnation, it was due to these past emotional burdens that you've been carrying. This is our opportunity, and this is why this moon is so powerful. This is our opportunity to release them. And so especially when it comes to moon infusions, there's a couple ways that you can utilize that energy, right? And so you can drink them in small amounts. So after you bring your infusion in, drink the water in small amounts basically throughout the next day and focus on your intentions. Also focus on your healing and focus on your release. You can also, thank you. You can also add it to salt baths to cleanse and release negativity that's trapped within the body, that's trapped within your emotion. And you can also utilize it to release emotional burdens, especially if they've been trapped, right? And one of the best books I think I've ever written is The Body Keeps the Score. It talks about the trauma that gets trapped within the body. And so energy release is all about getting that movement going again, so that you can cleanse and release that energy in salt baths. If that's what you're looking for, honestly, salt baths are so incredibly powerful when it comes to that. And this is, again, where it's like you're focusing on your energy. Spirit really wants you to know that as you write your narrative, as you define what home and family are for you, what is your heartstrings, what ties your heartstrings, and then also, too, focusing on cord cutting of the heartstrings that no longer serve you. Change is going to happen fast, and this is all about alignment as well as attraction, but success is meant to be yours. It's standing in your ambition, but it's also calling your power back with your willpower, with your attunement that's going to set you free. And so if you had been feeling an imbalance in relationships, again, a disharmony, opposition, conflicts, or even arguments, this is the time to really utilize those salt baths. Now, also, too, when it comes to intuition, anointing your third eye with your moon infusion will also help quite a bit, as well as journaling. Now, too, you can even water your plants with a moon infusion, and that really helps strengthen family bonds, connections as well. And then my personal favorite and true story, I wrote a song years ago, but when I was doing this reading and running the astrology, it really made me think of it. But never underestimate the power and the gift of the moonlight hike. And so the song was titled that I wrote, The Gift of the Moonlight Hike. And honestly, it was all about this. But I wrote it years ago before I even really realized that this was coming up. So I just found it rather fascinating for me. And it hit home like as I was meditating on this reading. But basically grounding yourself underneath the moon, taking a walk, focusing on cord cutting, dance, yoga will also get that energy moving. Get you synchronized with the moon's nurturing and healing energy, but also, like I say, get that energy moving to release what no longer serves you and what's kept you in an imbalance when it comes to relationships, so that you can write your story with the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups is all about attainment, knowing that you deserve love just because you're here. You were meant for happiness. You were meant to enjoy life, enjoy home, enjoy family. And this is the truth. that you're standing in, that this full moon is really uncovering, and it's helping us manifest. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, because this is the time that is for release. And so during this time as well, affirmations will really help. Burning rituals too will really help as well under the moonlight. And so write down what you're wanting to release, the energetic ties that you're wanting to cut that have drained you, and burn them safely. Just saying, safety first. But burn them underneath the moonlight to really release that and give that back to the earth. Give that back to the skies. Give that energy back to a place of healing and transmutation. And this is, again, it's talking about the heartache, the pain, the suppression, the separation, as well as the trauma, the sorrow that those pent-up energies have caused. This is the time, again, to remind yourself to write your narrative and trust yourself and your intuition through self-love, standing in that empowerment and that confidence to know that you deserve home and family that is love, not pain. And if that resonates, like I say, put a heart, share your thoughts in the comments below. Now, a couple of other things here as well. So this is the time to really remember that the moon's energy, she is truly here to help comfort us and help nurture us during this full moon, during this honeymoon, just saying with my bias. But this is where it's about looking ahead towards new opportunities, towards your freedom that sets you free from the story that others wanted to write for you, right? This is about good outcomes, prosperity, and this is what Spirit is confirming is truly meant for you. Your success is coming in. Travel may also be in order. This could be figuratively, spiritually, or even physically moving, but travel is in the cards here, and it's moving you towards new opportunities. It's moving you towards, again, your freedom through expansion, but it allows you the autonomy, the sovereignty to write your truth, not the narrative that others have chosen to try and get you to believe, right? And so during this time, as we seek that nurturing care, that nurturing love from the moon, she really wants us to know what we need to feel safe in the here and in the now, especially as acute memories, buried family secrets are surfaced or come to the surface during this time. And so she's here really to help us with discernment in what we need and in how we can honor how we feel. And like I say, if that resonates, by all means, like, share, subscribe. That way we can get this message out to as many Virgos as we can, because this is the time to remember that healthy bonds are created and nurtured with boundaried bonds as you identify those obligations and expectations of others, and also as you identify your own needs, because this is the time to really understand and recognize, acknowledge how far you've come from where you've been. This is where you're standing with the Queen of Pentacles as the nurturing person. Success, again, confirmation, I think that's triple. But wealth is meant for you. Security is meant for you. And then back to back right after that, the King of Pentacles comes out as well. This is achieving your long-term goals. Quadruple success here of confirmation and wealth. Again, this is about prosperity, dedication, stability, especially when it comes to your foundations, to your family, to your home, to your heartstrings, and your emotional safety. But this is where it's important to draw the lines with confidence. This is about choosing love over hate, turning pain to passions, and building your sanctuary, and know that you always can go home to yourself, right? There's no one here that's going to be able to write your narrative for you or define what home means for you when you're empowered and you hold that strength, that inner strength, and it comes from that inner self-love, right? How we nurture ourselves, how we also look to the moon to release that energy when other people try and convince us that their narrative is the path that we're meant to follow. This is also about standing in your empowerment. This is also about choosing love here as well through your willpower. And so it's standing up against whatever anyone has said about you, chose to try and take from you. and more importantly, tried to get you to accept that's less than what you're worth, and instead standing in your strength as the maiden, taming that lion, taming those acute memories as well as those family secrets, that family pain that's overburdened you and that has caused stagnation, and more importantly, has in a lot of ways afflicted the path that you've gone down, right? The path that you've that you've followed as opposed to written. Now, this is also a time, like I say, to stay true to yourself and to understand your family tribe as you align, as you call it in, as you choose love and make your connections going forward. Because this is also a time, especially with Jupiter, where Jupiter will couple with this energy and open the door for new opportunities for illuminating who we are, where we belong, where we're meant to be, and who we're meant to be with through those new connections, new friendships, and new connections, new communities that truly offer you that emotional support that you deserve. And so this is the time truly to stay true to yourself and understand just what family means to you. Because as your family grows, as you grow your family, that's beautiful that fell out. I'm just saying. But that's where Jupiter and this full moon will shower you with love, reciprocate that energy that you're aligning with, that you're resonating, and reciprocate it with appreciation. This is your new beginning. I mean, I have goosebumps right now. This is also focusing on your vision, standing in your truth, finding your truth through that expansion, seeking your freedom and achieving your freedom, because success was meant to be yours through making good choices. Again, it's choosing love over hate, because this Two of Cups is what's meant for you. Loving friendships, loving partnerships, balance and harmony in your relationships over volatility. This is also being grounded and finding harmony through those emotional roots and truly aligning and honoring with what makes you feel safe and nurtured, and bringing that peace as well. No pressure, but because Jupiter also does speak with this, but potentially a little bit of romance too. So if you've been closed off and seeking relationships, being open to relationships due to, understandably, trust issues, right? Being vulnerable and knowing that being vulnerable is a strength rather than being treated as a weakness. This full moon will offer you that healing. And in particular, like I say, moon infusions will really help as well. And I'm so sorry again that I'm doing this so late in the day and that I'm doing this so close to the full moon. I truly hope it reaches as many of you as possible, but also too, keep in mind all day on the 11th, even into the 12th, this energy will still be available for you. The moon never leaves, right? So take advantage of it. And again, I apologize for my lack of timing here. Today was a busy day. I got a lot done, but unfortunately not this reading in an early enough fashion. And to all of our new family members on the Honey Sea Star, I just truly want to say welcome and thank you guys for being here. Truly, I am just amazed at each and every one of you. All of your comments, you give me goosebumps and make me melt by feeling and seeing and experiencing your love and support. It's been incredible, and I am so grateful and humbled to be on this journey with you. Now, before we go as well, I do just want to look at our spirit animals. This is from our ancestors. And so the guidance that our ancestors really want us to focus on, what spirit really wants to focus on at this time too, is our partnerships with the puffin. This is also about accepting yourself, right? Writing your narrative, not accepting less than you deserve with the narrative that other people have imposed upon you. And so it's about accepting yourself, that inner love, how you talk to yourself, and accepting and knowing and celebrating the colorful personality that you bring and gift to this world. This is the time to feel confident about being you, because you indeed are the joy bringer. It's raising your vibration. It's also knowing, this is beautiful, but Spirit and your ancestors want to assure you this is the time to let your community nourish you and protect you. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable enough to ask for help. They're here to lift you up. Teamwork will give you the best results. And like I say, as we focus on truth, freedom, and expansion with how we define home, knowing that too, we can always go home to the self, right? It starts with the self. As above, so below. As within, so without. This is the time where we're writing our narrative, and teamwork as we look without as we look outwards, when we heal the self, this is what's going to bring you that result. The desires that you are aligned with, that you truly are made for, that are made for you, because they make you feel safe and nurtured. And like I say, if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, because here on the Honey Sea Star, we are here to support you and lift you up as well. Now, I truly hope that this reading helps. I am sending so much love and light to you guys. Take care. Happy full strawberry moon. And I know I'm biased, but happy full honeymoon. I hope you have a wonderful time, a wonderful experience with releasing and healing, and more importantly, transmuting that energy, because truly you are meant for love. Take care, and I'll see you in the next reading.